welcome to North Africa. And today we're going to be working with the 1st Lancashire Regiment, of course trying to take one of the many hills in the Longstop Hill location. I'm actually going to be putting some boys here on the right side, some on the left. Over here we've got a tank column. It's a very small tank column. I think only about 4 tanks total. And what we're doing, I think, pretty straightforward. A full-on British attack here, right into the enemy position, hopefully wiping them out entirely. But I'll soon show you guys what we're working with here in terms of our actual manpower and in terms of the terrain. So as you can see, we are starting here on top of the hill, or across from DJ Amida. The goal is going to be that hill of DJ Amida. So as you can imagine, our guys have a hell of a long push up there if they want to, of course, get a victory and if they want to survive. In fact, seeing that, I'm going to move some more guys up here just to make this initial push that much easier. We're going to be grouped together, so it might be easier for the enemy to actually spot us, but we just have to move as quickly as possible, and hopefully before night falls entirely. Alright, well, let's get started, guys. I am going to begin the attack up the hill. There's only one way to start an attack up a massive hill like this, and that's just to get to work. This is like climbing a desert version of Everest. No, it's not nearly as tall as Everest, but it sort of gives you that impression when you've got to get through so many machine guns, trenches, and mortar fire to make it through. And potentially tanks. We're still not sure about the tanks. So we've begun the push with the infantry. I am going to also begin the push with our tanks, but I think I'm going to wait a bit. I want to see if they spot anything at distance, and if they do, they can, of course, provide some supporting fire. Bunch of Churchills ready to fight. As always, boys, will return when the battle begins. It's actually morning now. The sun is coming up, and I think the enemy is going to be able to see us just as easily as we're able to see them. Let's hope not. And let's send just one tank forward. Hell of a lot of mines here, boys. Look at that. Our guys are taking a lot of hits through the mines. Some of our Bren carriers moving up. As you can see, even they're getting stopped. Talk about a massive minefield. We don't usually face minefields like this, but we have spotted the first group of enemies. We're going to stop the movement of that group. We'll have these guys continue forward. They don't seem to be getting hit as badly, but that area is full of mines. So let's just go ahead, grab these boys, and move right up this side of the hill. It looks like our other men are getting up without issue, but that minefield certainly stopped us for quite a bit. Stop moving, boys! Stop moving! You can actually see the flares popping up from the German positions now. And this is just the first part of the hill we gotta get through, guys. Look at this. There are trenches all over this damn thing. Come on, boys, move through this way. This way doesn't seem to be as covered in mines. Enemy is now firing artillery. And you know what? Considering their position, I think it's safe to move the tanks forward. Let's grab them and try to just push forward as quickly as possible. It does look like we do get some shots from over here, though. Alright, light them up, boys, light them up. Get up that hill under any circumstances. Gun on him. I thought that was a Bren carrier. No, sir. That's one of our boys at work. Oh, man. Oh, man. Unbelievable, guys. What a beautiful battle, but finally we're getting a visual there on DJ Amida. The first kill of DJ Amida. Let's knock her out. Trying to take out those AT guns. I'm not going to lie to you guys, though. Our men are getting hit really damn hard. There's just no other way around that. And what do you know? The enemy had an AT gun right here. We would have never expected them to be this close. It looks like potentially even another trench line here. I'm going to see if we can't get some infantry to focus on that area, or even a Bren carrier. More enemy artillery. Let's attack. fighting to the end, boys. This is to the end. No one goes home until we take a hill. Come on, boys. They're not going up the mine side. Oh, they are. They definitely are. We can see the minefield warning right there. Right? Focus over here where the attack seems to be going okay. At least for a starting attack of this size. But I want that gun dead. Let's take a look at her. Hopefully we've got her with some lucky shots. At least they're taking cover. They do look a bit wounded. And Oliver is arriving. Oliver, wipe out that gun crew. Oliver has already been hit quite badly there. And it looks like that artillery is continuing. They certainly know where we are. Quite a lot of our men are still back here, of course, because of the mines. We stopped them. So I'm actually going to order them this way. At least get them out of the actual olive grove here. It's actually not bad as a defensive point, but I think it's time we move. With these guys, we should continue the attack, though. Keep on firing. Nice shot! We're just giving Jerry a little taste of his own medicine. Gotta love that. He's definitely getting a taste of his own medicine there. Bombarding the area with mortars and also explosive fire or high explosive fire from our tanks. And look at that. Kennedy's crew is making it up to DJ Amira on this side. So far, they haven't made any contacts at all. So maybe we can even get up on this side without so much as a fight and sort of flank the enemy. They're completely focused on this frontal attack. For now, they're going to have to use that frontal machine gun. Is that the coaxium? It's the frontal machine gun in any case. And there we go. Some of our boys over here, Fitzpatrick's boys, are working their way up this side of the hill. Absolutely beautiful. Let's really try to target the machine guns and mortars. And that's a group of them right there. Yep, that's a mortar crew. So we want to try to overrun that mortar crew. Or just get a lucky shot. Oh, boys. We just lost our men. Oh, Fitzpatrick. Oh, Fitzpatrick. He took a direct hit there, guys. An absolute direct hit of artillery. I mean, what do you expect when you're charging up the hill? It's going to be a tough push no matter what you do. Plenty of the boys already moving up. Yeah, I think they're following that attack order anyway, so we may have actually used up all the mines. Okay, what's this? More enemy contacts right here. Just starting to notice these guys now that we're moving up with this other group. So they have an entirely new trench system here, and I don't know if I want to risk any more lives to attack it. I think we'll just keep our focus on any of the Germans here, but we're not going to order this group right here up that hill. We'll just focus fire. These guys, on the other hand, Kennedy's boys, they've got a lot of work to do. Get up that hill, boys. I love that firepower so far. We've just got a nice, steady stream of fire on those positions. Considering their cover, I don't know how effective this is, but I like to see it. be shot at distance, and she is a goner. Yeah, she's going to be a problem. We can see the German spotters over here. They've pretty much just stayed behind. At least we haven't lost any of these tanks, but they're still engaging with what used to be, of course, that AT gun, now just an enemy trench. And we are going to have to navigate past an enemy trench to get to the front. You might think that's easy, but our tanks can easily get caught in those trenches. That's the problem. So we're really going to keep our focus on these enemies. It's almost making me want to attack up the hill here with Hutchinson's force. In fact, Talbot and Hutchinson could attack here. No, I think Talbot, Hutchinson, Kennedy, all of these guys, they've got to go up DJ Ameda. We've got to do it this way, boys. Ignore the rest. The hill must be ours. But it's not enough for me. And look at this, Kennedy just making contact. Look at that first line of trenches. Yeah, boys. Here we go. This is what we all signed up for. Yes! Grenades. And if you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments. This is when the videos get beautiful. There we go. Blowing them up with grenades. And again, this is on the position they did not expect. They did not expect us to hit them here. Let's hope that this is sufficient to win the fight. Get him, boys. We could get rid of the backdrop here just for this assault. Maybe in the same way we do no flags on some of our Total War videos, if you guys want us to approach future videos without flags, let me know in the comments. It does look a lot more realistic, that's for sure. But it's also a lot harder to see who's on our side and who's on their side. Alright, here we go. Kennedy moving up. Look at that, boys. We're about to breach the hill. Of course, DJ Amina, being like all the way out here, I expected like DJ Amina would be right here. It's behind. It's even farther behind. We're still going to hit the position, but that's going to be a whole different kind of advance, I think. Here we go. Look at that. Kennedy's boys. Get in there, boys. Man, we've got Jerry everywhere. Look at this guy. Yes! Another Mills bomb there for them to play with. Oh, baby. One cannot look away. One cannot look away. That damn officer, boys. Shoot that crowd. Good shooting. This worked out pretty well. I'd like to see our guys laying down some smoke there. Not bad, guys. We still have to make it to the other side of the hill, but I'm hoping it's going to make it a lot easier for the rest of for our boys to move in. Looks like they are losing control of this sector. And let's roll right on through. Got some fire on the enemy positions farther down the hill. It's just beautiful. Get through it, boys. Clear them out. Clear them out entirely. Let's summit, I should say. Once we summit, we can really see the whole battlefield, and potentially we just walk into DJ Amira. Although considering all these trenches, I doubt that. I highly doubt it. Despite this being an exquisitely dangerous place, the brush here is providing us some pretty nice cover as we move up the frontal portion of the hill here. Nice, just silence that MG. Good work, boys, good work. Some of our men have already summited, particularly these guys here. So yeah, now I'm just going to turn my attention to any enemies here in the wire, and there's going to be a bunch of them for sure. Good shot. Very good. Oh man, what's going on? Looks like the enemies may have just called in Broken Arrow on their hill. They're just trying to bombard the top of this thing. And we are still getting a lot of fighting back from this area. I don't want to send all of our units, but I'll send Schofield over here, and I'll make sure Barrett is firing in that general direction. But my only real goal is the DJ Amina area now. Look at that, more trenches. Look at that line of trenches, boys. You can just tell the way the men are set up. And these guys are actually trying to escape from this trench. Actually, I thought it was ours. It's enemy already firing from there, but they just hit one of their own infantry positions right there. Let's try to target that gun. All of these guns, you know, secondary guns, they help. It really does help to destroy them. Oh boy! I think they hit their own position again. What do you know, guys? Yep, more enemies. Definitely more enemies here. I'd like to take some prisoners, but that doesn't look likely. Entirely different position, and again, our tanks really weren't of much use during this battle. They are still getting some secondary shots. It's probably a lot of the explosions we've seen were because of the tanks, but you know, they've been behind the entire time, really. This has been entirely up to the regiment here. I do believe it's the Lancashire regiment, but I will correct that. It was probably a mix. I think the Gloucestershire regiment was also here, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Bunch of enemy, either mortars or machine guns. Let's get a look. Enemy mortar positions, my goodness. These are the guys that that have been lighting up the hill. We've got to take them out. No wonder our boys took a hell of a beating here. They did not want us to find that. Nice! Looks like some fire from the top of the hill is landing on top of them here. I consider that a very important position to waste, to take out and destroy. Let's get all of that. Come on, son. We've still got an enemy machine gun there. Let's make sure that our boys have their eyes on that too. Just one Mills bomb will take care of it, but I think we've used up all of our Mills bombs just taking the damn hill. There we go. Good shot, man. Good shot. There's one. Mills bomb out. Yes! Really nice throw there. Would have gotten prisoners here, but they have a tremendous amount of officers. You know what, though? I just found a use for our tanks. Let's take the tanks and go ahead. Attack immediately in this direction. And now that we're at the top of the hill, we can pretty much just... It's like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Come up, boys. Come it up. That damn Jerry next to you, too. He's so terrified they're not firing at him. He's like Occam from Saving Private Ryan, only the German version. Alright, boys. It's like they had an entirely new army down here. But I do believe at the very least during this battle, we have seriously damaged the German defenses here. Push up the hill, our men grew very exhausted, and now they're kind of just on their last legs. I'd be in a position to accept a ceasefire. You know, unless I was a Soviet commander, I'd keep fighting. But I think here I would be in a position to accept a ceasefire if the enemy were to offer it. Still, we do have tanks, and they are just now arriving. Seeing these tanks moving, and they seem to do pretty well in this terrain, unlike the Shermans. They do take a while to get going. They don't seem to get stuck, thanks to these extremely powerful tracks here. What do we got here? What do we got? More enemy trenches, of course. getting to DJ Amida, guys. This is amazing. I can actually grab that position. Yeah. Get that officer. Get the officer. See, again, the distance of that nose bomb to me is not very good. What's this? Do we have prisoners? I believe we do, if he survives this. There we go. Enemy is offering the ceasefire. I don't know, man. Now that I'm so close to DJ Amida, I don't think I can take it. Oh, wait a minute. Did we just grab it? I believe we did. Let me make sure. Yes, we did. We took the position. Most certainly. We could accept the ceasefire. Now, we all know how Gravitine works. I know this is Tank Warfare Tunisia. Same rules apply, same creators. And that is that we might still get a loss here. We might still get a loss. Even though I think we would all agree, this has got to be a victory, right? It has to be. All right, come out, boys. Get rid of those trenches so the rest of our boys don't have to deal with it. Another one. And you see what I mean? Went off right next to him, and he's just wounded. It's a very good, like, it's a good bomb to sort of get enemy units into cover so that you can overrun their positions. But in terms of, like, an anti-personnel weapon, it doesn't seem to work as well as the other grenades. I could just be totally biased here, but that's how I see it. It seems to me, at least. That's it. We've got the tanks, boys. The tanks have arrived. Armor has arrived. A few more prisoners, it looks like. Not too shabby. We go, and we've got a direct shot onto the AT gun as well. Though our guy is not firing as expected. Thankfully, the entire crew is taking cover here. And DJ Amida is under our control. Look at that, guys. We have summited. We have summited indeed. That man has, anyway. Enough to raise the flag. Never to hear from that gun again. Did we just lose DJ Amida again? What the hell? We've got to keep attacking. Keep attacking. We've lost the position. We've got to keep pushing. Of course, the tanks, I'll keep them going as well. But it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the enemy retook that area. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. No, we've got it. We've got it. We could go towards the mosque, which would be the other enemy location here. Just want to make sure we're all over this damn hill. Get him, get him. Fire, although it's not effective, it lets me know they do still have some guys here in the valley. And of course, just with the mortar hits that we're going to be taking here, mortar hits, mine hits, did manage to stop one of our tanks. Is he still operational? Let's see. Gotta love those Churchills. He just went over like 6 or 7 mines, no problem whatsoever. Now, I'm guessing over by the mosque they have an entirely separate force. We can see a bunch of trenches here, and let's face it, our men don't have a second attack in them. They are absolutely, you know, dead tired. So we're going to end the battle there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed so far. I consider this possibly the best battle I have had in North Africa in the game. It is a charge up a hill, so of course it's going to be full of very, very vicious fighting, without a doubt. And it's a minor victory. I'll take it. Apparently, we also unlocked a silver medal for an achievement. But let's see the kill count here. So killed on our side, we only lost 10 men killed. That is an absolute miracle. 125, of course, heavily wounded. Heavily wounded, we're talking about missing arms and legs. Potentially, you know, injuries that will affect them for the rest of their lives. So they didn't come out of this unscathed. On the enemy side, again, only 12 killed. 48 heavily wounded. But 126 prisoners. That is something I've never seen in a battle. We took 126 German prisoners by taking that hill, and also grabbed a bunch of territory. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. All glory to the English Empire.